Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Ika Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Ika Balsetta.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to Passion for the Pastime on this beautiful Monday of playoff football. I do have my tablet going right in front of me, so we'll be following along the football game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams in Arizona. Weird situation, but welcome everybody to Passion for the Pastime, and my name is Walter Icabreseta. If you don't know me, if it's your first time here, welcome in. I currently work at KMBR and been doing this podcast for quite some time, and finally brought it to YouTube earlier in or I guess late last year. I was gonna say earlier this like a month ago, but we started it December 9th, I think, is when we came in, right as the winter meetings kicked off. So we will continue to do all these shows Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. But welcome in, everybody. Rockin' New Era. I see you in here already. What is up? Hey-o, Rockin' New Era. What's up, man? On this January 13th. Hope you guys are all doing well. We'll talk about the playoffs a little bit. Because I thought it was a little lackluster, other than last night's game, and I'd like to get everybody else's thoughts. We'll talk a little bit of football, and then we'll get into some baseball, because we had a lot of news on a Monday for MLB with Roki Sasaki, an update on that sweepstakes. Not coming to San Francisco. Just gonna let you guys know. But where is he going to go? It's down to 3 teams now. So we'll break that down. We'll talk about that a little bit. And also the big news around the orange and black is they introduced their new pitcher, their new starter, future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander earlier today. It was pretty funny on the Zoom where he came in. And I don't have the audio in front of me, but we played it on KMBR. He came in on the Zoom and pretty much it didn't say Justin Verlander, it said Kate Upton, and then someone made a comment on it, and he was like, "Oh, all right, I'll change it." But the comment wasn't supposed to be heard. It was a hot mic, so everybody be careful. Anytime that you want to say something, be careful, because the mic is always on you. But welcome in, everybody. We'll break all that down. We'll talk about that. And what happened to the pick six or the defensive score? I thought I saw that earlier. Did they call it back or something? It's 10-3 now with the Vikings driving on their own 35-yard line. So it should be pretty fun to follow this along as we get into some baseball conversation here tonight on Monday night, January 13th. Welcome in, everybody. Tacky, what's up? Tacky was not the first comment in here today, but we got to put that up there in honor of Tacky. I don't know if you deleted that on the chat, but what's up, Victor? Dude, good to see you again. And let's see, Rockin' New Era. Walter versus Monday Night Football is not a fair fight. I know, dude. I'm going to run away with it. I don't know. It's definitely not a fair fight in that regard. Victor, what's up, man? Everybody, welcome in. Lori, welcome in. And Sasaki said Giants go home. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Giants weren't the only team that did get that memo, but you know, are we shocked? Are we shocked by that notion? I mean, we'll get into Roki Sasaki a little bit later, but are we shocked that the Giants weren't listed as finalists? It's you know, just looking at everything, obviously we know the ballpark plays well to pitchers, and we understand that. But what we were talking about last week and why I started to kind of shift off of Roki Sasaki, and, you know, to be completely honest, when they signed Justin Verlander, I thought that was a sign saying, I mean, maybe they were trending in the direction of not getting Roki Sasaki. But then you started looking at it, man. You started looking at what Roki Sasaki necessarily wanted. And it was an organization that could drive forward his career to make him the best that he can possibly be. And unfortunately, I just think that the Giants, I mean, no fault to their own in this new regime, but in years past, I feel like the development of young, talented pitchers, it just hasn't been there. I know they have a lot of young, talented guys right now, but as we've discussed in the past, who else other than Logan Webb has come up through this system and flourished? It's kind of limited when you look at the arms for the Giants, and you look at kind of the track record of Kyle Harrison. I know he's early in his development. But then, I mean, you even looked at like Camilo Doval, who kind of had his little bit of hiccups, in that regard. So, it's kind of been a while for the Giants to develop someone through their farm system. Now they have done a fantastic job at reclamation projects, right? And I don't know if Justin Verlander necessarily falls into that category because, he had a down year last year, but he was dealing with a lot of injuries, and he addressed a lot of that in his Zoom earlier today on KNBR, his introductory press conference with the San Francisco Giants. But I don't think that he falls under that category. But like you look back at Carlos Rodon, and you look at Kevin Gausman and guys like that, and the Giants have done really good. Alex Cobb, the Giants have done really good at taking these like older aging veterans and kind of turn around their careers or revitalize them, right? And you figured that might have a little bit of incentive for Roki Sasaki, but I think ultimately it just came down to the development of the young pitchers, and his mind might already have been made up. I mean, this might just be a long drawn out process to finally end up in Los Angeles like everybody thought that it was going to be. But we'll get into that for sure. We'll talk about Justin Verlander, and we'll talk about this some playoff football. It looks like was that an interception? Is that what just went down in the football game Monday night? Sam Darnold looks distressed. I thought that Sam Darnold was going to turn into a pumpkin. Yes, it was an interception. I thought that Sam Darnold was going to turn into a pumpkin way before he did, but it looks like tonight on Monday Night Football, up against Passion for the Pastime, that is where it's going to happen with Sam Darnold. So we'll definitely get into that as well. But welcome in everybody. Let's say hi. Let's welcome in everyone to the chat. Victor, what's up, dude? Rocket New Era. Derek says Cade Upton. I believe it. Derek struggles with his T's. Not with his D's, though. He does not struggle with his D's. Roki and No Show. Yeah, man. It sucks. AJ Cruz is in here for a very special moment. Because now that I see AJ Cruz in here, I gotta let you guys know. You can see it on the ticker. The phone line is open. The Cruz line is open for business. So go ahead and give me a call if you do want to join the conversation. You got something to say. You want to rip me. You want to give me praise. You want to talk about the football game. Definitely. Whatever you guys want to do, go ahead and give me a call. You see the number right there, 925-392-5348. That's 925-392-5348. Go ahead and give me a call. The phone number or the phone line, the Cruz line, is up and operational. And as soon as we get a phone call, we'll get out to the Cruz line, and that's a cue for you, AJ. That's a crew for you, bro. We're waiting for you to call in. We'll see if Mike Val beats you to the punch, man. I do not have. I don't believe that I have like a call waiting. So if we do have a phone call, just be patient. Be patient. Call back when we do have a open line. I haven't tried the call waiting yet, but definitely if we do have a phone call, I am capable of taking the phone on the podcast. But welcome in. What's up, AJ? Good to see you, man. Really fun. And speaking of Mike Val, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, bro. Tacky. I'd never delete my okay, thank you, Tacky. I had to put that up there. That was definitely up there, worthy for putting that up there. About time. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. I had to troubleshoot and I figured it out. I knew that there was a way for me to do it, but I was trying to see if there was a way for me to do it outside of using the method that I'm going to use. But hey, it is what it is. We got it operational. It is working now. So if you do want to call, go ahead and give me a call. Yeah, the Cruz line is open, everybody. So welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. Sam Darnold, they're showing that interception again. What do you guys think is going to win this game, by the way? between the Rams and the Vikings. Look like Matthew Stafford is running away from no one. Then he throws it to Kyron Williams. You guys like my play-by-play? Oh, look at Kyron Williams going down the sideline past the 50. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the big news of the day. We'll save Roki Sasaki for later, but let's go ahead and get into the big news for the San Francisco Giants, and that is they welcome in Justin Verlander. It became official, I believe, on Saturday, and we do have a phone call already coming in. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I definitely hear it in my phone or in my headphones. So we do have it operational. Let's go ahead. AJ Cruz 75 is giving me a call. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Open it up. And AJ, I believe you are the first caller, bro. What is up? Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, man.
Well, naturally, as the benefactor of the cruise line, I think it's only fitting that I give a call. Mike Val, get in line. But what's up, Walter? How you doing, man?
What's up, dude? I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. I appreciate, Walter, out of all the sports podcasts and shows that we see, I'm glad that there's one that openly invites the listeners to call in and participate. You know what? No, you don't need to bait us with any Limp Bizkit tickets. We're cool. I'm here. I just want to say what's up. I'm glad to be a part of the program. I will admit something openly, Walter. I'm not the biggest baseball fan out there.
All right.
For me, baseball is something I'd rather play than watch. But you know what? But you know what? I mean, I have family members who have been fans of the game for a long time, and I do remember when I was younger, I was caught up in the hype of the A's, the Bash brothers there in the late 80s.
Hell yeah.
You know, and then I decided to jump ship and be a Raiders fan because my Raiders family, they're always talking smack. They're always calling me a Winers fan. So it's like, fine. I'm gonna root for the Giants then just to piss you guys off, and then I was rewarded with some undeserved championships a few years later. So man, it all works out. But all in all, when it comes to baseball, I'm an unfaithful lover. I'll support whoever, whichever team represents the Bay. Now there's only one. Yep. So until the A's come back, you know what? The way I kind of look at it as vegetables. The A's represented the peas and the corn, and the Giants with the carrots and the moldy piece of a mushroom with the black. But you know what? That's all good. It's all good. I'm here to say, you know what though? I'm actually looking forward to baseball season this year because the Giants finally did something to appeal to the most passive fans like myself. I can't wait to see Kate Upton at the park. And having said that, Tacky, you're a sucker. When I see you, I'm gonna hit you with a pipe and drive you through a table just because. Not a pipe, a steel chair. So, but because trust me, Walter, Tacky has it coming. But next time we, come on, man, meet up with us at the Martinez at the brewery, Del Cielo. What's up, Walter?
Del Cielo, bro. Yeah, we'll definitely set it up. I know I've been talking to Rockin' New Arrow, and we've been discussing it for like months now, man. I'll definitely get out there. I'll definitely get out there for sure.
Nah, Rocky New Arrow is non-committal, dude. That's why he's not married yet. Just say, hey, I'm going to be there at this time and this date. Be there and be square, okay? And boom, we'll be there, all right? We'll be there.
All right, bro. We'll definitely set it up. Appreciate you calling in, being the first caller, AJ. Call in anytime, dude. And wear that Giants badge with honor, dude. Wear that honor badge with honor. And what position did you play? I mean, you talk about you like to play it more. Where would you be? Would you be like a DH? Would you go first base? Are you like a big power bat? What's AJ Cruz rocking with?
So I'm a bench warmer, man. I'm the emotional support of the team. I'm comfortable at the bench, and you know what? I'm the goon. Send me in there if you need me to light up the first baseman, just because the pitcher plunked one of our players. That's what I'm for. I'm to get back on the team. So I'm the emotional support.
Hey, man,
but no, it's more of like for me, it's more of like just an informal like, hey, we're gonna get a bunch of dudes together. Let's just have a game real quick, and it was like, boom, cool, And what was I going to say? Oh yeah. One year I remember I played softball in a beer league, and yeah, we lost every single game, but Walter, it was fun being out there. It was fun just being there, knocking a couple, fielding a couple, it's fun. For me, that's what it is. It's more about playing the game, and you know what? If I can get out, I do miss the garlic fries though. I do miss the garlic fries. So yeah. So
yeah, dude, look forward to that for sure, man. And we'll you gonna head up to Sacramento? I know you mentioned that you were an A's fan once upon a time, but you gonna head up to Sacramento to go see the A's, go see Aaron Judge hit a homer? Yeah.
Nah, I'm not. You know what? I have a feeling. I have a feeling, given the A's leadership, these guys are masters at doing everything wrong. So I have this deep seated hope though for all the A's fans out there. My family members and my man True Blue Forever, and all the hardcore A's Oakland fans who deserve better since everything was taken from them. I have this deep hope that if for nothing else, the A's ownership completely implodes and they wind up coming back with their tails between their legs. Fisher gets the boot from a real commissioner with some huevos, and we finally get everything set right. And whether they go back to the Coliseum or not, you know what? Oakland deserves a team, and it should be the A's have to be there. So you know what? I hope one day we'll see them back in Oakland.
Yeah, man. Hopefully that can happen. But AJ, dude, appreciate you calling in. It's called the Cruise Line for a reason. I know you like to call in, bro. So call in anytime that you want, and we'll continue to talk some ball and have a good time, man. Appreciate you stopping by and appreciate you calling.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, Walter. Appreciate it.
All right, bro. All right, so that was the inaugural call. That was AJ Cruz. So if you guys want to call in and just have a conversation, and I know we have the YouTube chat open, and I'm going through it all the time, but this podcast, like AJ said, I mean, this is for you guys. Like, this is to have a good time, just to have great conversations. We're ready to just talk ball, and we don't even have to talk ball. I mean, we were talking. AJ said that he's not the biggest baseball fan, and that's cool. You don't have to be a baseball fan to be a part of this community, to be a part of Passion for the Pastime. We're gonna have a good time. Like I mentioned, I'm watching football right now. I'm a sports head. If you guys know me, obviously, baseball passion, that's me. Like, that's through and through. Baseball is my bread and butter, right? But I could talk football, I could talk basketball, we could do whatever you guys want to do. But on Passion for the Pastime, obviously, will be a focus on the Giants. That'll be the driving conversation. But if you guys ever want to pivot, if you guys want to talk about this playoff game, we can for sure get into that and talk about Brock Purdy, whether he's going to get paid or not. We can do that too. It doesn't matter. It's the off season. Baseball isn't in full swing yet, so we can pivot. We can go and do whatever we want to do. We just want to have a good time. We just want to enjoy everybody's enjoy each other's company. So again, if you guys want to call in and chime in on the conversation, 925-392-5348. And yes, I am reading it because I do not remember that phone number. So as soon as it comes back up on the ticker, I need to write it down somewhere. But as soon as it comes back up, you guys can give me a call at 925. I think I remembered it. 925-392-5348. I think that is the phone number. The cruise line is up and operational. But let's go back out to the text line, I guess, to the YouTube chat and check in with everybody else. Let's see where we were at earlier. EB, what's up, dude? Good to see you in here. ABC has their lawyers trying to stop Walter's podcast. Dude, I hope that's the case. I hope that I'm on ABC's radar at the moment. Yeah, ESPN, everybody, get on my case. But what's up, EB? Welcome in. Welcome back to the podcast. Rocking, clearing up. Yes, it was an interception. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Darnold seeing ghosts again. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But it looks like they're driving a little bit. They're on the 41-yard line. Just play fake. Who'd he throw it to? Who's that? Who the hell is that? That's not TJ Hawkinson, is it? Is TJ Hawkinson even on the Vikings anymore? Yeah, but they just fumble the ball. They just fumble the ball again. What is going on with the Vikings, dude? Fumble recovery from the Rams. Yeah, the Vikings ain't it. Vikings ain't it, and that is not T.J. Hawkinson. What team is he? He's on the Vikings, right? I thought he was out for majority of the year. Oliver. You know what? I'm not up to speed on who Oliver is for the Vikings, so my apologies on that. But I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not. Why would I lie? Why would I lie to you guys? But let's go back out to the YouTube chat. Mike, what's up? Mike, good to see you in here. Let's see what else is going on here. Flush this fool. Yeah, Tacky didn't like that phone call. Hey, Tacky, you can call back. You can call in and answer back to that AJ Cruz phone call. I mean, nothing's stopping you, bro. You can go ahead and give us a call. I'm not challenging you or anything. I'm just saying you can call back in and we can have a little beef, a little war between you and AJ here on Passion for the Pastime. Let's see here. Walter is a man of the people. Hey, man, I love to have these conversations and feel like, we're just we're just sitting together at a bar. Although I haven't done that yet, I would love to get out there and meet you guys out at Del Cielo, like AJ mentioned. We'll definitely do that. We'll have a Passion for the Pastime meetup before baseball season for sure. Maybe during football season. Maybe during some of these playoff games. We'll have to see if I can get out there. It's not too far from where I reside, so we'll definitely have a good time. Let's see here. EB chiming in. Walter was going to give us some Limp Bizkit tickets. Now he's just going to keep them. Yeah, you're on to me. I'm going to go watch Limp Bizkit and Metallica. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna hold on to those because it didn't sound like you guys were into it anyway. Speaking of, we're getting close to 100 subscribers. I was gonna give you guys a gift, but now you guys don't want the Limp Bizkit tickets. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them now, so we'll have to figure it out. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It is a fun time. Walter don't want to kick it. Oh, dude, come on. I always want to kick it with you guys. Now, okay. Let me dial that back a little bit. I don't always want to kick it with you guys, but it is fun to kick it with you guys from the comfort of my home because I'm a homebody. But I would look forward to meeting with you guys again. I know we all kind of met briefly at the 49er draft party this past NFL draft at 21st Amendment, and that was a lot of fun, and I would love to do that. Excuse me, Jesus, I need a water. I would love to do that again at some point, and for sure, like, see you guys out at the ballpark when it's baseball season. I want to say I almost met Tacky, but then, like, I just wanted to go home, bro, like, after my show. So I didn't meet up with you. It's not that I don't want to. Sometimes, bro, I'm just beat from the week, and I did not mean to rhyme like Dr. Seuss in that one, but no, we'll definitely do it. Rockin' chiming in. Can't even meet up with Walter to pass him Tim hats. Dude, we've been trying to do that for maybe like 3 weeks now. Don't rip me too hard. No, actually, it's more than 3 weeks. I think it was before Christmas because you hit me up and I was like, dude, I'm going on vacation. I'm not gonna see Tim for like 2 weeks. We'll do it this weekend. I'll do everything this weekend. Damn it. I'll meet up with you guys and I'll get Tim's hats. Definitely got to get Tim his hats. Man, I gotta. Let's see what's up here. Tacky chiming in. Man, I gotta tag along on that meeting, standing next to Walter, rocking. AJ, you looking tall as fuck. It's true. You look like Shaq next to me. You were pretty tall. And I'm just short. You're not tall at all. I think you're the height of an average human being, Tacky. So I'm glad we can all make you feel superior in height. Let's see here. You have to put a time limit on calls. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna put a time limit on you guys. Come on, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna put time limits. We have unlimited time. I haven't even started talking about what we were gonna talk about. I'm just going through the chat. We got unlimited time. Why limit the phone calls? But I hear you guys. Walter has a baby doll now. He needs permission. Yeah. Do need permission. Any longer, Walter's gonna have to put AJ on the marquee. Oh, you guys are cracking me up, man. Love getting through the YouTube chat. You guys are coming in hot. You guys are coming in hot today. I can't even catch up to all these messages here. Tacky, damn, another fumble. Yeah, dude. It's not looking good for the Vikings. And did anyone really have, like, I mean, of all of these games, they kind of went the way that you thought they were gonna go, right? I mean, let's see. On Saturday, who played on Saturday? Saturday was the Texans, right? The Texans and the Chargers. Everyone knew that the Chargers or the Texans were going to win, right? I mean, we didn't really, unless you're Dante Whitner. He goes and says that Jim Harbaugh could go and win a Super Bowl. I was like, come on, bro. Like, no, that's not happening. Not happening at all. But I mean, the games kind of went the way that you thought they were going to go. I want to say all the favorites won, other than the Commanders. I don't know if the Commanders were favored in that game, but just being that they were the road team, I would assume that they weren't the favorites going into that matchup. But you know, I would have liked. You know, I had a feeling that Tampa would win just based on merit, like just based on experience factor. because with rookies going into playoffs, you never really know how they're going to adjust. But you know, they Baker Mayfield being there already, I would have thought that the Bucks would have had a chance to win that game. But I wasn't surprised by the result. Like Houston wasn't surprised; it was a blowout. Baltimore wasn't surprised at all. I was actually surprised that Pittsburgh put up 2 touchdowns. Was really surprised by that because their offense is just horrid. And then you look at Buffalo. Buffalo dominated, which was funny in and of itself because when Bo Nix connected on like that 70-yard touchdown pass at the beginning of the game, I texted Greg Papa immediately. Me, Papa, and Silver have a group chat going, and I texted him immediately. I was like, "No, Bo knows best, bro." Like I was just bugging the shit out of him. And then he goes back and texts me, just simple text. What was it? Nothing malicious, nothing crazy, nothing like that. But he texts us back 35-7. I was like, all right, calm down. And then they won 31-7. I was like, God damn it. And I picked Cortland Sutton to get a touchdown. So I got screwed on that because that's pretty much my betting motivation in that game, and it didn't happen. So, but I mean, Green Bay and Philly, did we really think that was going to have a different result? I didn't. I thought that Philly was going to win, and I thought it was going to be a closer game than it was, but ultimately I thought that Philly would win. And then Washington again, and then tonight with the Rams and the Vikings. I mean, I think that there was a chance that the Vikings would win, and there's still potentially a chance, but you also remember, 5 sacks on Sam Darnold tonight. Already, we're not even in the second half. That is incredible. And you just figured that Sam Darnold was going, like I said, he was going to turn into a pumpkin. And he's seeing these goals. Like, he's running around. There's no one around him. What does he do? He ran into that sack. I don't know what he's doing. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent for football. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting just to see these games. Next weekend should be a good one. Next weekend should definitely be a good one. Sam Darnold, I think he completed that one for the first down. But yeah, we'll have to see how the rest of this game goes. But NFL playoffs, I mean, it pretty much went verbatim. I mean, you looked at the matchups and you knew who was going to win. The best matchup was last night between the Commanders and the Buccaneers. But I wasn't shocked in the least that the Commanders won. So I don't know how you guys are feeling about playoff football. But next weekend should be fun. Next weekend, especially the Bills and the Ravens. As we get closer to the end of the week, I'm gonna bug Papa a little bit on Papa and Silver 10-2. So you guys make sure to tune into that because he is a huge Bills fan because he grew up in Buffalo. So I'm gonna pepper him with Ravens sounds. We'll just keep bugging him as we get closer and closer to game time for sure. But you guys, welcome into Passion for the Pastime. It's been 30 minutes. We kind of said hello. We had our first phone call of the day. I know Mike Val is out there lurking, so he can give me a call if he wants to and get in on this conversation. Pat H, what is up? Play some OJ cuts? Okay. I probably won't. I'm going to avoid any OJ conversation on 10-2. We're gonna try my best to avoid some OJ. But you guys, welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. It's been a hell of a weekend. A lot of news, not really over the weekend, but a lot of news trickled in on Monday. But let's start with the Justin Verlander conversation, right? Because he had his introductory press conference today, and the biggest takeaways, I guess, is we were trying to figure out, and a lot of people have kind of said, like, and I'm just going to use a word that was being used on 10-2 with Papa and with Susan Slusser, who came on, that they would describe Justin Verlander as being prickly, right? And you didn't really get that. You didn't get that from the presser this afternoon, or this morning, rather, because it was on at 10 a.m. You didn't really get that sense. And I don't know if it's just because he knows his role. Like, he knows what he's supposed to be for this Giants team. Obviously, he's still a competitor, and he has said, and he said before, and he said during this presser, that he wants to pitch until he's 45. And what was funny is that he said that he would have signed a 4-year deal if Buster offered it to him, but he never got that offer, right? So he definitely wants to get to that milestone number. He's currently sitting at 262. So he is 38 wins away from reaching that monster, that mountain of a 300 win career, right? The last guy, and it's not hard to believe, but it's just still incredible that the last guy that got 300 wins was Randy Johnson, was on the San Francisco Giants team. Now, I'm not saying that Justin Verlander is going to go out there and win 38 games. I mean, we'll be lucky if he pitches, 15 times this year, right? But just the fact that he's going to go for 300. And we'll get into that conversation in a little bit, because I do want to kind of highlight the things that happened with Justin Verlander on this presser today. Was he still sounds like someone that is going to go out there and compete. And obviously the milestone is out there and it's in his mind, but I feel like he's going to be a huge influence on the direction, on the mentality of these young guys, whether they're pitchers or not. Like, I feel like something that the Giants haven't had in recent years is that veteran presence, that guy that everyone can kind of learn from and pick their brain from. There wasn't really someone like that on this Giants team, because they were all young and they were all kind of coming up through the system. I mean, you're going to go learn something from Michael Conforto. I mean, I don't know if he was really that type of guy, right? So it's just really interesting to look at that dynamic with the Giants, and looking back on like their World Series championship teams. And prior to that, there was a lot of youth infused with old guys, with old timers, with veterans of the game. And I feel like the Giants of new or of recent, they got away from that, right? So it's kind of nice that you have these veterans in the room now with, you can throw Willie Adames in that conversation. He's a veteran in his own right. You have Matt Chapman, who, I think we saw the growth from some of these young guys with Matt Chapman alone being in the clubhouse. And you have Logan Webb, who, again, like, there was kind of that transition period where we didn't really know who the leader was. And I think that Logan Webb did emerge as that leader for the San Francisco Giants last year. So you look at all those three guys. You have Mike Yastrzemski there as a veteran guy, and he's a good clubhouse guy too. But then now you throw in Justin Verlander, right? And this is not your typical veteran, right? I mean, he's not a journeyman. He's not someone that is stuck around, and I don't know how you could stick around for like 20 seasons. I think he's going into season 20, or it's either season 19 or season 20. I'm not entirely sure on that. But it's his year 42 season. I know that because he turns 42 next month. But it's a Hall of Fame caliber guy. Not even a caliber. He is a Hall of Famer. He is a living Hall of Famer right now. He's going to Cooperstown, right? We could potentially see another unanimous, and we'll get into Hall of Fame voting as it gets closer to the date. I believe that the ballots or the inductees are going to be announced on the 21st or the 22nd. I'm not entirely sure on that date, but it's in the 20s. I know that it was kind of right before Roki Sasaki's closing date for his posting. So I want to say it's 21st is when we find out the inductees. But someone that is going to be probably in my opinion, the second unanimous vote is Ichiro, right? I feel like Ichiro is going to be unanimous. He'll be the second guy to get into the Hall of Fame next to Mariano Rivera for that unanimous. I remember Derek Jeter was close to being unanimous, but there was one guy that didn't vote for Derek Jeter, and I'm just like, dude, who the hell did that? And it was hilarious. But so, anyways, Ichiro should be that second. I feel like Justin Verlander is kind of that same. Like, how is he not a Hall of Fame, like a unanimous Hall of Famer? Like, this guy has 3 Cy Youngs. has an ALCS MVP, a pitching triple crown. I mean, that hasn't happened in years. I think the last time that it was done was like in the 20s, right? Wasn't it in the 20s? Maybe I'm wrong on that, but the pitching triple crown in and of itself, that's a huge accomplishment for Justin Verlander, and he has the 3 Cy Youngs, 2-time World Series champion. Not a lot of All-Star appearances for the longevity of his career, but I believe he has 9 All-Star selections. So I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So just to go back to my point, it is incredible that the Giants have this opportunity, that these young guys have this opportunity to kind of learn from one of the game's greatest pitchers, especially of this generation. Like when you look to the generation of pitchers, it is Verlander, Scherzer, and Clayton Kershaw. Like that's it, right? Like that's the defining group. That's the defining generation, guys. The group of this generation right there, and you have one of them in your clubhouse now. So I feel like that is a huge bump to these young guys that are going to be kind of maturing into their MLB careers, right? And Buster Posey kind of talked about, he was asked if this was kind of a similar situation with Randy Johnson, right? Because he was around at that time with Randy Johnson, and he was catching bullpens, I guess, for Randy, and he thought that it was huge, like for him to soak in that knowledge, just to be around that. It went a long way. I mean, look at Buster Posey. Obviously, we know he had the skills and everything like that, but just the impact that a guy like that can have early in your MLB career, and you kind of have all these other guys that are around the same time frame as far as service time and how long they've been in the major leagues, like Elliot Ramos, like Tyler Fitzgerald. Then you look to the pitchers with Landon Roop and Hayden Birdsong and Kyle Harrison. Like, you just feel like they can be a sponge, around Justin Verlander. And if they were to set up the lockers, like, just have them all like surround Justin Verlander so that they can take in everything and get every bit of knowledge from the future Hall of Famer. So that was huge to see that mentality from Justin Verlander. But another big thing that came from and I want to ask you guys this. I have my opinion, but I'd love to throw it out to you guys. And I know you guys have been chiming in as well. Well, let's see here. I dusted off my Randy Johnson Giants bobblehead. Hell yeah, dude. The big unit. Yeah, he was great. Randy was the last three. Yeah, Randy Johnson was the last 300 game winner. And there was a stretch, dude, that we were getting like Roger Clemens. We were getting Glavine and Maddox, and then it was Randy Johnson, right? I think it was what's his name? I think it was Clemens, Maddox, Glavine, and then Randy Johnson, because I think Glavine got it in 2006, 2007, and then Randy Johnson got it obviously in 2009 in Washington. So yeah, he was the last one, and it's kind of mind blowing, man. And honestly, that is a milestone that we probably will never see again. Like, am I too far going into, like, I was gonna ask you guys something else, but let's just start that conversation. Like, 300 games. Do you understand the tick of games that you need to win per season to have the longevity? I mean, you just look around baseball right now, and guys aren't going deep into games, and that could be cutting into their win percentage, right? I mean, if you're getting lifted in the 5th inning, 6th inning, there's so much crap that can go wrong in a bullpen, especially if you have a bad one, as opposed to, guys of the old school. Like, think of Randy Johnson, think of Maddox, and think of Glavine. These guys went into the 7th inning all the damn time, right? Go 9, complete game shutouts. It was just a different time of baseball. So when you look to the 300 game winner, and I'm going to go ahead and look up right now, because I want to say It's what's it called? Justin Verlander at 262, and then the next two are in the low like 215, 212 range, and that's Max Scherzer, or I think it's I forget the order. Let me pull it up, but it's Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. Yeah, Max Scherzer is at 216 and Clayton Kershaw is at 212. So look at that. I mean, Clayton Kershaw, he's not going to get to 300. And you thought that was a lock at an early point in his career. You thought that he was going to get 300 easily. Like he was going to be the next 300 game winner. Then Max Scherzer at age 39, he's at 216. So 2 years older, 2 seasons more than both Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw. And Verlander has them beat by 45 plus. You know what I mean? Like 40 plus. I think if I'm doing quick math, what is that? 48 from Scherzer and 50 from Kershaw. So again, those are the pitchers of the generation, and even only one is like on the cusp of getting 300. So when you look at that in those terms, like are we done with seeing the 300 game pitcher? Like, is that not going to happen in our lifetime anymore? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, because it's incredible to where 300 was kind of the number for pitchers to get to. That was a lock Hall of Fame. Like that's what their number was. Like, you know what the numbers are, right? 3,000 hits, 300 career wins and stuff like that. Obviously, 500 home runs. Like there's certain numbers, certain milestones that he had to get to be a Hall of Famer, to be a shoe-in Hall of Famer. And not to say that, Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer aren't, but when you look to, the next tier of guys and someone else that could, I guess, potentially get to it, Garrett Cole, he's 33 years old. He's been in Major League Baseball for 12 seasons. He's at 153. 153. And he, arguably has been one of the best pitchers in the last decade. So when you start looking at that and you start looking at all these other guys, they're older, that are above 100. It goes to Johnny Cueto. He's 38 years old. He's at 144. Lance Lynn, he's 37 at 143. Charlie Morton, 138. Chris Sale, 138. He's 35 years old. But it's like, who can get to that 300 win pace? When you start looking at the next, and there's not even a lot of guys that are under 30 years old that can be in the conversation to get 300, because you have to figure the younger you are, the more opportunity, the more length that you have in your career. The next guy that is on the cusp is German Marquez, 29 years old, and he has 65 wins for his career. Shane Bieber, 29 years old, 7 years of service time, 62 wins. So it's like you start looking at all these guys. Lucas Giolito, 61. Corbin Burns, 60, and he's 29 years old. So it's like, I don't know if there's going to be another 300 game winner. Logan Webb, 27 with 55 wins. He'll get to 100, right? He'll get to 100. Maybe like that. I think the new ceiling for a lot of these pitchers is to get to 200 wins. I don't think that 300. Unless you're someone like Paul Skeens and what he came in and he's 22 years old, Paul Skeens, and you look at his rookie year and he had 11 wins. So, can he potentially get there? Because you figure if he has a lengthy 20-year career, then it's possible. But you have to get someone in there that's young and that's ready to compete. And it's so difficult to get to 300 wins. So I don't know if that's something that we'll ever get to. Let's go and go to the YouTube chat real quick. Who was the fool that voted no for Dude, I forget his name. That did it. I think it was somebody in New York, to be honest. But I forget his name who didn't vote for Derek Jeter, but I like he was getting a lot of hate mail and it was bad. Like it was not good. It was not good in the least. Was Griffey Jr. unanimous? No, he wasn't. I think Ken Griffey Jr., if I remember correctly, I want to say that he got like 92% of the vote. So yeah, no, he wasn't unanimous either. The only guy that was unanimous is Mariano Rivera. He was the only one to this point, and I think that the second guy that's going to join him, it's got to be Ichiro. Ichiro's going to go into the Hall of Fame. I think the last time that I checked that they had a tally on the ballots. I think it's like 400 and something ballots that are submitted, and they were through like 130, and so far he's received a vote in each one of those ballots. So the trend is that he will get a unanimous vote, but you never know because it took so long for someone to get voted in unanimous to literally we had to wait for Mariano Rivera, who was quite arguably the most dominant. I don't even know if it's up for argument. He was the most dominant reliever pitcher in baseball history. I mean, this guy was unhittable except for that one season against the against the Red Sox. What year was that? Was that 2004? Is that 2004 when he gave up 2 saves in the ALCS? So, anyways, that's how difficult it is to get a unanimous vote. But let's go ahead and get back out onto the YouTube chat. We want to talk to you guys. Webb pitches enough innings to get wins, but gets little run support. Yeah, so, I mean, he's at 55 right now. He's 27 years old. Let's just do the math real quick. If he was to pitch, and I'm terrible at math, so if anybody else has a calculator with them, I'm talking about a calculator with them. I have a cell phone in front of me, so I can go ahead and do that. If he was to pitch, if he has 55 right now, if he was to pitch 10 more seasons, right, he'd be 37 years old, and let's just say he was able to get 15 in each of those seasons. He would still only be at 205. And 15 is a rich number. I mean that's a pretty rich number. If you could throw in like a couple 20s in there, I don't know, but he'd be at 205 if he pitched 10 seasons and he averaged 15 wins per season. And I mean, I don't even know if has Logan Webb had more than like 14 wins in a season. I'd have to go back and look at that. That's bad knowledge on me. Shame on me, guys. Let me see what Logan Webb has done. Oh, he had one 15 win season in 2022. But that's it. So he would have to average 15 for 10 seasons to get above 200. And that's just talking about 200. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's difficult. That's hard. That's hard because win isn't necessarily, and I think that's why maybe the Hall of Fame and looking at that number now, maybe it's shifting a little bit because a win isn't necessarily only and I think that's what goes into the Cy Young Award now. Wins aren't necessarily solely a pitching stat, right? Obviously it goes to the winning pitcher, like it goes to the pitcher, but it's not a gauge anymore. It once was, but it's not a gauge anymore on how good, how effective a pitcher is. I mean, you look back on Logan Webb's performance in 2023, where he finished second in Cy Young Award votes, and he had a losing record. He was 11-13, and he finished second in the Cy Young. But the reason why is because he 8 innings. He had the most innings pitched in the major leagues, and his Ks to walk or his walks per 9 was pretty low. It was league leading, and then his K to walk ratio was the highest in Major League Baseball. With I think it was 6.26 was his K to walk ratio, which was the highest that year. So and those statistics got him the second place finish in the Cy Young Award voting. So yeah, it's really interesting. Cole is what, 32 already? Yeah, Garrett Cole is, I want to say he's 31. No shit, dude, he's 32. He's 32 years old. So yeah, Webb is Matt Cain 2.0. Oh, 100% on that. We do have a phone call coming in. Let's go ahead and see who this is. All right, we got a phone call from our guy. We figured it was just a matter of time for him to give us a call here on the podcast. And I don't know if you guys were hearing the the ringing or not or whatnot, but let's go ahead and get out to our guy, Mike Val. Mike, what's up, dude?
How's it going, tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. How you doing?
Good. When we have that meetup, got to go to like a kids festival or something. I want to get AJ Cruz up there on a dunk tank. And,
Wait, you want to take everyone to a carnival, bro? Get somebody in a dunk tank?
Got to get AJ Cruz on that dunk tank, man.
All right.
Got to get him back to that.
All right, you gonna throw cheese, Mike? You gonna throw cheese? What can you talk?
75 in the arm still.
All right, 75. All right. I respect it. Hell yeah, dude. We'll definitely get out there. and get AJ Cruz in the dunk tank. What's up, Mike? What's on your mind, man? You want to chime in on this Hall of Fame conversation? Justin Verlander, what's up?
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Not too enthusiastic about our chances this season, but opportunities will be there, right? So, things we've been hearing, Verlander working with Bailey, maybe one of these 3 younger catchers, Buster and Zach, brought in this offseason. The rest of the staff getting the opportunity to see how he does his thing. Got to be like a master class by now, right? So
yeah.
I guess there's still some time to make a couple trades too that reshape the look of the team, if nothing else, this year.
Yeah, then, I mean, is there a game changing trade out there, Mike, that you would consider? Like, what else would? I mean, we all know what the team needs are. They need a power bat, but like, what is out there that they can get in the first base market, or would you potentially look at maybe beefing up like the corner outfield spots? Is that something that you're interested in, or is there someone? You know what was interesting, Mike, was I saw, and I don't know how much of this is feasible at all. Probably not, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Is I saw Alex Cora talking about Alex Bregman, and wanting him to go to Boston, right? His former manager, he played under him. Alex Cora mentioned him as he thought that he would be a very good second baseman. And I don't know if that's in the cards for the Giants, because now we have his teammate, Justin Verlander. And on the Zoom call, right, there was a question for Justin Verlander that said, are you planning on reaching out to anyone, any of your former teammates or anything like that? And he kind of just shied away from it. And he said, if there's anyone that they want me to reach out to, I would happily do so. Right. So, I mean, would Alex Bregman be like a huge upgrade at second base, or are we kind of done with free agency and we have to look to trades at that point? And if so, like, what position would you want to upgrade?
Well, don't know for certain. Nobody does, and except for the guys doing the stuff. But it looks to me like we might be done with free agency itself. Yeah. And that's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. there's a guy I talked about, like, since free agency started or the offseason started, Chandler Simpson, plays second base and corner outfield. Dude stole 100 bases, won a couple batting titles the last 3 years, minors in college, but don't know if that's possible. There's like guys out there like Luis Roberts and a few others that's names are being put on the trade block, so to speak, and they just gotta really gotta mull it over, because I think the team's looking at they could be looking at short-term growth and making sure each and every one of these signings is more helpful towards building a better future for the team right now. Like, especially Verlander. I mean, that's a coach on the field, right? So that's just my take on that. But do you think anybody out there is worth going after yourself right now as far as the trade goes?
I mean, when you look to the trades, and Mike, thanks for the call, bro. Appreciate you calling in, and make sure to call in whenever you want, dude. You have the number, save it in your phone, give us a call. It is up and operational, and dude, love to hear from you, because I don't think that we haven't talked since the end of baseball season. So I think you've called into the show a couple of times, and we've spoke over the phone. On the phone line at KMBR, but dude, love to hear from you. I know we've talked on Twitter and on X, but dude, call in anytime. We'll definitely get into this, but I'll answer your question as I get you off the phone line here, though, Mike. But appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good evening.
All right, bro. You too.
See you in the sky.
Something that Mike was talking about there was whether or not I see something for the Giants in getting a trade. And I mean, it just depends on what they are willing to part with, right? I mean, there are trades that can be had, but currently right now, I think if there was a trade that was going to go down, and maybe there's one that is in discussions, like Luis Robert, that would be great. A great addition to this Giants team. And I believe he's under team control for a couple of seasons, because I want to say that the White Sox bought out his arbitration years a couple of years ago. So I want to say you have like maybe 2 or 3 years of control with Luis Robert. So that would be an ideal fit for the Giants that are trying to find someone, because he could play defense as well. But they're trying to find a power bat that is controllable, because we've seen time and time again that it's difficult to get guys in here. Like, look at Pete Alonso. Look at I know Bregman isn't in the conversation, but look at Anthony Santander, right? Anthony Santander has been said, him and Jack Flaherty over the weekend, that they would be inclined to sign a short-term deal. Now, that would be fantastic for the Giants to go and get that type of bat, a switch-hitting bat in the outfield. It fits every single need, but the ballpark just plain simply, the ballpark, it doesn't fit Anthony Santander's needs, right? If you were to be a 1-year flyer that he's going somewhere to beef up his numbers so that he can get back out into free agency next season, Oracle Park isn't the place to come. Like, and that's why, when everyone was hearing the rumblings about Pete Alonso and that he can come to San Francisco on a short-term deal, yeah, it makes perfect sense for the Giants. It doesn't make sense for Pete Alonso. So when you look to a guy like Luis Robert, I just looked it up here, his final year of arbitration, and they bought out his arbitration years, right? They bought him out early on in the process. I want to say that let's see here. I want to say that they bought out his arbitration years in 2022. But he is through. He's under team control. he doesn't become a free agent until 2028. So that's going to cost you something, right? It's going to cost you. So what are you willing to part with? Because I would assume that just with the surplus of pitching that the Giants do have, I would assume that the White Sox would want a pitching prospect in return. Like, would you be willing to part with Carson Wisenhunt and put that in a package? I'm not saying Wisenhunt 1-for-1 is going to get it done. It's going to be a package of prospects for Luis Robert, in my opinion. But would you be okay with putting Carson Wisenhunt in that package? Would you be okay with putting Hayden Birdsong or Kyle Harrison or Landon Roop, right? Like all these pitching prospects that you have in the Giants organization, that's the one calling card for this team, for this organization, for this farm system. You don't really have, I mean, you have a lot of young bats, and maybe that entices the White Sox because they're nowhere near having to compete at any point. So maybe they want someone like Maui Ahuna or something like that, or I'm trying to remember the young outfielder. It was like Rainer, was it Rainer Arias or something like that? I'm trying to remember his name, but he was playing in San Jose, I think, last year, for a little bit of time. But they have that outfielder prospect as well. I think he's really young. He's like 17 or something like that. So you look at all these guys that the Giants have hitting wise, it's not really deep. So to make that trade, to make it look a little bit more sexy, I guess, for the White Sox, is you have to put in one of these arms. You have to put in one of these guys. Is Carson Wisenhunt worth it to you? Or do you want to hold on to it? Or am I overshooting the market, and does Carson Wisenhunt virtually not have a lot of value because he kind of got to AAA and went through injury issues and has been a non-factor? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously you look at the Giants farm system, and I think they're ranked. If they're not ranked last, they're ranked in the bottom third of Major League Baseball. So it's gonna have to be someone that might be like tiptoeing on that edge of making an MLB roster, plus other guys that have a lot of upside potential. Now, I don't think anyone is willing to part with Bryce Eldridge because I think that would obviously get it done. But I don't think that that's the guy that you would want to part with because, you get a controllable bat, for the foreseeable future for the next couple of years, but you can have Bryce Eldridge that's going to be there for a long period of time as well. So that move doesn't necessarily make sense. So again, it's just, what are you willing to part with to get a certain player, to get a certain package done? And you start looking to, I think the outfield is probably the easiest place for you to find a trade partner, because first basemen that are available, all of them have been traded already that were kind of up for grabs. I'm not sure who else is going to be available at this current moment. I'll have to dive into that and see what other first basemen are out there. But as of right now, I mean, if it's not Pete Alonso, I don't think that you're getting a first baseman at any point, or maybe you get somebody that can play first base but also play outfield. Like I don't know what kind of player that they can get, but we know the positions. We know that it's an outfielder or a corner outfielder or a first baseman. But then, again, just thinking about Justin Verlander and thinking about that Alex Bregman connection, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but it would be very interesting because I heard Alex Cora profile Bregman as a second baseman. That's probably his pitch to come to the Red Sox, obviously, because there's been a conversation of, well, where does he fit? You got Devers over at third base. Like, you're going to move Devers over to first, and then you trade Tristan Casas. Like, what are they going to figure out? But then Alex Cora was like, no, he fits at second base. We have a need there. So I don't know. And he said that he'd be a Gold Glove second baseman at that. So is that something for the Giants? Maybe. Highly unlikely that is going to happen. But yeah, you figure if the Giants were going to make a move, it would have happened already because teams are finalizing their rosters, getting ready for pitchers and catchers to report. I think pitchers and catchers report in like 43 days. It's a little bit after the Super Bowl. So the roster crunch it's happening. And if there was going to be a deal, it kind of needs to happen, yesterday, for the Giants to kind of look forward to spring training. So hopefully they are able to figure something out, but we will have to see in the coming days, coming weeks, prior to pitchers and catchers reporting. But damn, if Anthony Santander is still out there, man, and Jerickson Profar is still out there, take a flyer on that. Like Jerickson Profar could play all over the damn place. And I think that would be highly valuable for the Giants, especially at second base where Jerickson Profar can play. He can play in the outfield as well. But you never know what's in store for Elliot Ramos. You don't know what's in store for Tyler Fitzgerald. It'd be nice to have a contingency plan align with that, and Jerickson Profar can cover you on both sides of that. So it would be really interesting to see what happens. Victor chiming in, February 12th, pitchers and catchers report. Wow, is that before? No, that's like right after the Super Bowl then, right? Isn't the Super Bowl like on the 9th of February, or is that like the same? That's around the same time frame. When is the Super Bowl? Super Bowl should be, let's see here. Super Bowl should be the 9th. Yeah, so pitchers and catchers report literally that same week, right before Valentine's Day. So 29 days? Damn, was I that off? Excuse me. My apologies, guys. I thought it was 40. I thought it was 40. Maybe the last time I looked at it was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Excuse me. Hey, I told you guys my math is not good. I am not a mathematician. Mathematician? Mathematician? Yeah, is that the word? I'm not a wordsmith either, apparently. But let's wrap up this show really quick, everybody, and welcome into the YouTube chat. If you are stopping by for the first time, my name is Walter Cabrera. This is Passion for the Pastime, and those are the crazy psychos in the YouTube chat. Rockin' New Era, AJ Cruz, Victor, Tacky was in here earlier, but he left. Mike Val, the skills report. I don't believe I've seen the skills report in here before, but if I have, my apologies for having a short memory, but if I haven't, welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. It's always a fun time in here. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, drop me a comment, give me feedback. I'm always up for it. And we do have a phone line if you do want to call in and join the conversation. 925-392-5348 is the number if you guys want to chime in and join the conversation. Just want to end on this Roki Sasaki note. Definitely. Let's see. You haven't learned of you 3 minutes ago. Oh, perfect skills. Well, thank you in for coming in, man. Thank you in for checking out the podcast. Thank you for coming in and checking out the podcast. It's definitely a fun time. We do this Monday through Friday at 6:00. We go for about an hour, pretty much until I get burned out, and I can talk for forever. So we'll have to see when I end this thing. But I'm gonna end it up here in a little bit. Jay Carrasco, welcome in to the show. He's a Padre. Hold on. Did that already happen? Because I have not checked my phone in quite some time, and there has been a lot of rumblings around Roki Sasaki this afternoon. So literally, I know it wouldn't be official, but if like the Dodgers were told that they are out, I mean that leaves a couple of guys. Just speculation. Okay, well, don't scare me like that, Jay. Don't scare me like that, dude. I take everyone's comments seriously. But no, well, welcome into the chat, dude. Really appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by. Passion for the Pastime. It's a fun time. So let's wrap up here on Roki Sasaki really quick. My guy Danny Dunn. Danny is going to be joining me during the season. We haven't figured out what the segment's going to be or what it's going to be entailed, but it's something along the lines of Danny Dunn double play, Danny Dunn diamond. I don't know. We're still workshopping a name. But it's going to probably be on Mondays. Danny, I'm putting it out there already. I just told you about it today, and I'm making it official on the YouTube chat. I'm making it official on the show. Probably going to have him on Mondays. So it's Danny Dunn Days. That's what we're going to do. Danny Dunn Days on a Monday. we'll definitely get that up and running. But Skills chiming in on Roki Sasaki. He met with San Diego today. Big Padre names hosted Sasaki. Yeah, so let's get into that. And I wasn't aware that he met with them today. I did see a video circulating on Twitter, and again, everything that's online is legitimate and it's real, so it's true. But there was speculation that it was him throwing like a bullpen on I have to say, a badly looking Petco outfield. I don't know what the hell. They're doing like a lot of renovations. They had a stage. Maybe they're getting ready for like a fan fest, which, by the way, I don't know how many of you guys are going out to the fan fest, the San Francisco Giants tour. But the first one is this weekend on Saturday, I believe, in Napa. I think you could see Tristan Beck. I believe Kyle Harrison's going to be out there. I think Pat Burrell. I have to get the roster of who's going to be in Napa, but Matt Chapman's going to be out there. Ryan Walker, I believe, is going to be in Napa as well. So we'll talk about that as the week goes on. But yeah, so Roki Sasaki looked like he was throwing like a bullpen or throwing in the outfield of Petco Park. Again, it wasn't confirmed. It wasn't confirmed that it was Roki Sasaki, but that is the latest video that I saw. Then just to go with Skills chiming in on the chat saying that he met with San Diego today, then that would make sense. That would make sense why that video is surfacing a little bit. But so what is the news? What is the latest on Roki Sasaki? I know that a lot of you guys have probably been trying to figure this out for Roki Sasaki for quite some time since he's been posted. And the latest is that the Giants we're told, Zach Manassian on the Zoom call today, concluding Justin Verlander's introductory press conference, he came out and said that the Giants were informed not too long ago, so I guess maybe in the last day or two, that they were no longer considered for Roki Sasaki, that he would not be coming to San Francisco. And then the reports just continued to come out. And I don't know if that was by design, that it was all going to happen today. You know, going to the 15th, which is the opening period for international prospects, for Roki Sasaki to potentially sign. His window closes on the 23rd of this month, but he can sign with anyone that has submitted the money to him, and it looked like it was 20 teams that submitted the packages and that he was considering prior to the holidays, prior to the end of the year. And so today we started to find out that the Giants weren't included in the final list of teams, that the Mets were told that he would be signing elsewhere. The Rangers were told that he would be signing elsewhere. And the Yankees were told that he would be signing elsewhere as well. And then just to kind of track back a little bit, we were told last week that there was a mystery team that joined the conversation that had a meeting with Roki Sasaki. Now, my question is, when did that meeting happen? Because then we found out that the Blue Jays met with Roki Sasaki last week. So was that their first meeting? Were they late to the party and Roki Sasaki like saw their presentation and was like, oh, maybe I should give them the light of day. Let me go to Toronto. Or was that Toronto's second meeting with Roki Sasaki? Because the fact that Toronto is one of the three finalists for Roki Sasaki, you know, the other two, it's the favorites. They've been discussed all offseason long, and even prior to that, it was, I mean, probably discussed since the World Baseball Classic. It was the Dodgers, who are seen as the front runners, and they've told their international signings or their international prospects that they will not be dishing out that money, and that maybe they should wait for the next international signing period. That they're not allocating that money. They're holding on to every single dollar that they have for Roki Sasaki. Now, the Padres have said the same thing to the prospects that they were looking at as well. So it's really interesting to see that dynamic. But then I saw a report from Bob Nightingale. Again, it's Bob Nightingale. But he did come out and say that the Padres remain cautiously optimistic that they can get Roki Sasaki. So again, if you take all of this into consideration, it looks like the hierarchy of where Roki Sasaki will be going is the Dodgers, then the Padres, and then maybe the Blue Jays. It's really just, it's interesting. I just want to know, and I guess we'll never know, or maybe we'll find out at some point, if last week's meeting was the first meeting for Roki Sasaki and he had like a change of heart with the Blue Jays, or if that was the second meeting with the Blue Jays, right? Because if we're going off of the skills report, if we're going off of that, then that would make it the second meeting with the San Diego Padres. So maybe that was the second meeting for the Toronto Blue Jays. So we'll have to continue to watch that. But it sounds like Roki Sasaki is going to end up in the National League West, and it's in the way the Giants fans didn't want it to happen. So, would you guys be okay? I would be, but I would love to know what you guys think. Would you be okay with Roki Sasaki signing with the Padres? Because obviously that means that he's not going to the Dodgers. Would you be okay with that? I know best case scenario is that he goes to Toronto. Shout out my Blue Jays, right? I got Vladdy over here. Can't see him. He's off to the side. Got a little Vladdy. My Jays. But would you be okay with him going to the Padres if it meant that he's not going to the Dodgers? I think that I'm on that wagon. Obviously, you'd love to see him in Toronto because then you don't have to see him again. And quite frankly, going to Toronto with their development of young pitchers, and eyes are going to be on him in that division. Like, you're going to be going against one of the youngest teams in baseball, the upstart, I almost said Blue Jays, the upstart Orioles, right? You're going to go to Fenway all the damn time. You're going to be playing against the Yankees. That is, quite frankly, like, you don't want the media circus, but you're part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to go to the Blue Jays would make a lot of sense. And I'm trying to get it to happen, right? Because the same thing could be said with the Padres. That's already been a rivalry in the making, right? And it's big brother, little brother. It's that kind of rivalry. The Dodgers have always gotten the best of the Padres. There was a couple of times where the Padres got the best of the Dodgers, but in all actuality, it's big brother, little brother type rivalry there. But if they were to get Roki Sasaki, I guarantee you that would be one of the, probably globally, the most watched series in baseball, worldwide. Roki Sasaki and going up against Shohei Ohtani and towing the rubber against Yoshinobu, what's his name? Yamamoto. I forget how to say his first name. But Yoshi Yamamoto, right? That would be must-watch TV, man. So, if you're looking at it at that angle, hell, then he goes to San Diego and he doesn't have to deal with the quote unquote media circus. And then, oh, by the way, Yu Darvish is there also. So, it's going to be really interesting, man. But teams were told that they were out on him. Like I mentioned, the Mets, the Yankees, the Rangers. I didn't hear anything on the Cubs. If they were told, maybe I missed that blurb, but I know that the Cubs were in on him, right? Because, they got Imanaga and they got Seiya Suzuki. So figured like it was a natural fit for him to go there where there's other Japanese players, and Chicago is very friendly and welcoming to the Japanese player. We've seen it time and time again. Yu Darvish was also in Chicago at one point after the Rangers when he got traded. So, when you look at that, but I didn't see that the Padres were told that that they weren't in on him. But again, with Passan, with Heyman, with Rosenthal, they all said that the finalists are the Blue Jays, are the Dodgers, and are the Padres. And I didn't see the Cubs be told that they were out, but that was the finalized list, those three teams. So where does he end up? Where do you guys think he's going to go? I think ultimately, I still do not think that he's going to Los Angeles. I would love for him to go to Toronto, but I think he's going to end up in San Diego. That's my thought. But I would love to know what you guys have to say on that, and then I'll get my ass on out of here. Football game is not much of a football game, by the way. 27-9. Sam Darnold turned into a pumpkin. Has he been benched yet? That's the big question. 27-9. Still time, I guess, but 2-point attempt. Did they just score? I think they just scored. Yeah, it says 2-point attempt for the Vikings. Yeah, so they just scored. I think they're running out of time. I don't think this is going to be much of a game for much longer, but we'll have to see here as we wrap up Passion for the Pastime. But let's get out to the YouTube chat one more time. Check in with you guys. Rockin' New Era. I haven't been to a fan fest since 2010. Was gonna start. Yeah, dude. Check it out. They have Napa. I forget the order, but they have Napa. They have Sacramento. They have San Jose. And then they finish at Oracle. And I do want to say that is the order. I want to say that it's Napa, Sac, San Jose, and Oracle Park. I think that is the order, but we'll talk about that and we'll let you know what players are going to be available and all that kind of stuff. I probably won't go to Napa, but I might get out to Sutter Health Park. I might get out to Sacramento, right? I believe that's where they're having it. San Pedro Square is where the one is in San Jose. Maybe I'll get out to that one, but I'll go out to the one at Oracle Park. And if you guys plan on going out there, we'll do a meetup. Maybe we'll meet up at Momo's afterwards, after the fan fest, because it's always fun to get out to Momo's for sure after going to the ballpark. Let's see here. Jay Carrasco is going full on conspiracy mode here. A few Padre players started following Sasaki today as well. Yeah, I mean, damn. that sucks. But it's anything's better than the Dodgers. Anything is better than the Dodgers. 2018 for me, was that in reference to FanFest skills? Let me know in the YouTube chat. But yeah, because I work at KMBR, I have had the pleasure and privilege of going to FanFest, not as a fan, but in a working capacity for the last couple of years. I think I've gone to every single one since 2020. Yeah, because I worked that last one and COVID was running rampant at that time. But I was at the 2021. I don't remember if I was at the one after that. I don't know if there was one after that in 2021. I can't really remember if there was one, but for the most part, I was there. I was there in some capacity. I haven't prior to that, I hadn't gone to a fan fest in quite some time. I think the last one that I went to was maybe like 2013, because then it started just getting chaotic with all the championships, a lot of bandwagon fans showing up, and I was just like, all right, I'm good off of this. I'm good off of this. But yeah, that's just me. But I'll probably get out to some of the locations. I won't be out at Napa, but I'll probably check out the other ones for sure. And if I do, and if I plan on getting out there, and if you do as well, we'll meet up. We'll meet up for sure. That would be a relief. I believe Mike Val is connecting the dots on the Roki Sasaki going to Toronto or San Diego, other than the Dodgers. That'd be great. Sasaki also told Rangers no thank you. Yeah, so everybody got their notices from Roki Sasaki that he wasn't going to be there with the Rangers, with apparently the Cubs, but I didn't see that blurb. But the Giants, the Mets, and the Yankees, it was crazy, man, that Jim Bowden said that the finalists, he had the Yankees and the Padres. I was just like, he's not going to New York. If we're going to believe, like if we were going to believe the New York, the media circus, and he doesn't want to do that, why would he go to New York when you could just go to LA? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So, so I wasn't shocked in the least that the New York markets, the New York teams were told that he wouldn't be going there. Skills, I think I've been to a total of 5 Giants Fan Fest. You know, I have my autographed balls up here, and we can get into those stories at another time. But but I have a Tim Lincecum that I got from I want to say it was the 20. I think I was with my sisters or with my sister. It was the 20. Shout out Yvette. If she's in the YouTube chat, what's up? It was 2011 Fan Fest where I got Tim Lincecum's autograph, and that was probably one of the coolest moments of my life at that point. So yeah. Let's see here. Calling in. Oh, damn. Did Golden State lose? Warriors suck, man. Warriors are cooked. I'm just saying. Warriors are cooked. I'd expect Sasaki to go to the Dodgers. That way I'm not disappointed and can prepare myself. That's a good way to go about it, Rockin'. That's definitely a good way to go about it. Joseph Cuevas, what's up, bro? Welcome into Passion for the Pastime. I think this is the first time for you as well. My name is Walter Ricardo said that. Thank you for stopping by. And if you are a fan of baseball and you're a fan of this podcast, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and set your notifications, man. Welcome in to Passion for the Pastime and to be a pastimer. I think that's what I'm calling you guys, right, Rockin'? I think that's what I'm calling everybody. As long as the Padres can challenge the Dodgers, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, man. Lori chiming in. No, he's going to the Pirates. I would love that. Could you, that's a joke, obviously, but can you imagine Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, and Roki Sasaki? Dude, that would be a nasty starting rotation with no offense in at PNC. But dude, that would be incredible. I would definitely dust off my Pirates jerseys that I have in there. I know you guys are probably wondering, like, what's your affiliation, bro? You're talking about my Jays dusting off a Pirates jersey. You see the JT Snow right here. You're like, this guy is probably the craziest baseball fan in history. But yeah, Tacky, damn, we're still going. Yeah, bro, I was just waiting for you to chime in on what your dinner was. I was waiting for you. What'd you get today? You get Taco Bell? You get Taco Bell? I don't know, Tacky. Let me know. But speaking of that, dinner has been served. I have a text message from my girlfriend about 4 minutes ago, and that means that dinner has been ready for maybe like 15 minutes because she is very thoughtful and has the dinner ready when I should be getting off of the podcast at 7 o'clock. But it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. We have the phone line open now, and it just adds that different element to you guys and just going through the comments. But we'll wrap up here. We'll wrap up here for sure. But Tacky, yeah, we're going. We ain't ever gonna stop, bro. We're never gonna stop. But speaking of that, if AJ's in here, I asked you guys what my exit song should be, and I guess it was natural that I go with some Tony, because that is what AJ calls me, is Little Walter. So I guess we'll end it on a good note, and we'll play this out until we get out of here. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. Watch the rest of this crappy Monday night game. And thank you for joining me on Passion for the Pastime on this Monday night on January 13th against Monday Night Football. I appreciate it. It was a fun time, and I look forward to tomorrow. We will continue to have these great conversations about baseball and whatever the hell else we want to talk about, because that's what we do here on Passion for the Pastime. Maybe we'll have a guest tomorrow. Maybe we won't. That's called a tease. I'm teasing myself because I haven't planned anything, so we'll figure it out on the other side. But you guys have a good one. I enjoyed this episode of the podcast. We went an hour and 30 minutes. Might be our longest podcast since we've been here. Definitely the longest that I haven't had a guest on. So I'm going to drink a little bit of water as I get out of here and let Tony take it away. AJ, this is for you. Got Tony on. Got the AJ Cruise, the cruise line up. This podcast is basically just for AJ. But you guys, everybody, Tacky, thank you all for stopping by. Rockin' New Era, Pat H, Lori, Galvin, Johnny Owen. I think you are new to the podcast. Welcome in and see you later. But go ahead, and if you like the podcast, go and track back and see if you want to subscribe and come back tomorrow. We're here, 6 o'clock. That's where we start, and we never know when we're going to finish, but we're going to hear this on the way out. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. And I will talk to you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Passion for the Pastime continues. My name is Walter Garceta. You guys have a good one. It's a banger. Always a banger. Have a good one, guys.